you're not insecure. You're viewing yourself through another person's perspective. And that's the real reason why you're insecure. You're not necessarily insecure. You don't hate yourself. You hate the feeling that somebody else might look at you and be like, damn, he is ugly. Or she is ugly. Or whatever else. And it all comes down to the internal pain that judgment creates within you. Because it's not that secure people are not insecure, or confident people are not insecure. They are secure within their self. So they're okay with, okay, if I will go to the store, somebody will think like, damn, he's ugly or she is ugly. Or they won't like what I will be doing. And that's the real reason why you're insecure and having anxiety. Because you're fighting against the feeling that it won't work out. That somebody else will perceive you as a failure. Or as this or that, whatever you label you give it, or as weak. And the funny thing is, you will be perceived like that. I'm gonna give you a straight example. As you can see, I got like hair in the back, right? And above it's like shorter, so you can call this like a, I don't know, like like I don't know, like a shitty tail. No, but like I remember walking around and I was just passing by people. Now, before I passed them by, I would be like, no, they're gonna laugh at my hair. And as soon as I walked by, what do you think what would happen? A Disney story will tell you, nothing happened because life is beautiful. No, they laughed. But I created it mentally first. And what I mean by that is, your mental state will always be reflected by your physical state before. And this is like it's wishy-washy, but it doesn't have to be wishy-washy. People pick up on your mental state, and not in a necessary sense that they can see your thoughts. No, but your thoughts will always be reflected within your body, within the state of your body. So what would happen is, before I passed those people by, I was already insecure about the thought that they will judge me. And as soon as I passed them by, I would pass them by very insecure. And people pick up, bro, people smell like those things. Not directly, but they pick up on that mental state. Just the way how you pass them by, they can see like, okay, this dude is not insecure, is not confident. And that's not even something that they're like aware of. It's just something that just happens. They can just see it. That's just always like, it's always crazy. That's always crazy. And another example that I'm gonna give you was like, I don't know, it was I think it was the character that plays Thomas Shelby in Peaky Blinders. And he was in a, I don't know, I think it was like a kind of awkward situation. And he called out the situation awkward. And automatically the situation wasn't awkward anymore because he called it out. He was comfortable with the feeling of being awkward. And that's all. I don't know, it's something crazy, but as soon as you fight with it and you try to escape it, you will create that. I was dreading the feeling of being perceived as something else, as being perceived as ugly or things like that, and people would think that. Because that's, bro, it's still crazy. I can't really explain it, but that's the best explanation I can give you, is that people pick up on your body language. They always say like 85 or 90% of communication is non-verbal. And it basically makes sense, because it's like kind of like proven that before there was language, we was already communicating with each other. So that should already show you what it is. We're still part of the same animal, like, I wouldn't even say animal kingdom, but organism kingdom. And not, bro, like basically all the organisms, living organisms, they pick up on each other's body language. Same goes for humans, but now we're like so advanced. We're like logical creatures. We only talk with words. Those things, that's what we like to believe. But it's not like that. And like, that's the only explanation I can give you, but that's just really what it is. And I'm sure there is like a lot of science behind it. But like, we just gonna keep it the bro science for today. So I'm gonna give you another example of how this affected my life. Like, as you can see, like my hairline is not straight. It's like this. And I was always worried about, I used to have like those long ass curls. Like, they were like, if I braided them, they came like to my shoulder. So they were like very long. And unconsciously, I really think that I had those braids, I had that hairstyle, those curls, because I was ashamed of my hairline. And the funny thing is, I wasn't ashamed of my hairline, because you need to realize this is, if you are the only person on earth, would you care about your flaws? Oh, hell nah. You would probably walk around naked. I'm not recommending you to do that now, but when it comes to a lot of things, you need to keep that in mind. Like, would I care about that if I was the last person on earth, the only person on earth? You wouldn't care about nothing. Why? Because there wouldn't be nobody to judge you. And that's what it is. You don't have like an unhealthy relationship with yourself. You have an unhealthy relationship towards others. And that causes the unhealthy relationship with yourself. And like those things are like, the shame is what makes you insecure. The shame of being perceived as the thing that how you don't want to be perceived. And automatically, you're creating more of that. Because I was insecure about my hairline, so I was continuously worried about, okay, how does my hairline look? How does my hairline look? And now you're just continuously basically programming yourself to think about it and to be afraid of it. So now I will just create more of that, because that's basically the only thing I think about. And like, that's the real thing, is the shame. It's really the shame. And shame is like the biggest form of trauma. Because a lot of people don't want to realize this, but not being comfortable with yourself is a form of trauma. That's why I say the trauma that we experience in the Western society has nothing to do with trauma like you see somebody get shot in front of your face. Like, yes, people experience those things too, but that's not really the prevalent trauma within our society. If you don't live in like some war zone, then that's not probably the trauma that you're facing. And trauma makes you not confident in a sense in with yourself because you never had the feeling that you built that self. You always needed to prove your parents of how worthy you were. And that basically already creates the same system, the same metrics for you to later on in life be like, okay, I always had to work hard for my parents, validation. Now you will automatically reflect that towards your outside world, the situation outside your house. So now you'll be like, yeah, I need to work hard for a girl's attention. So I need to, I can't have like a hairline that goes like this. Like that's, my dad calls it like the shape of McDonald's. You know, like the big sign when you were like right past like you're on the highway and you see that big McDonald's sign. He says like, there's the form of it. And to be honest, like really, like he is not really lying. Kinda looks like that. It kinda looks like that. But it's that really created it. Needing to having the feeling that you're not worthy of your parents' love unless you are something special, you do something extra, you are overtly like overtly present. You have the feeling that you need to run around the entire house, otherwise your parents won't see you. At that point it's already created and determined for you that you will go about the world in the same way. And I see that with a lot of dudes. I see that with a lot of dudes. Like as soon as I became aware of my own trauma, now I can like kind of see like dudes who like don't experience those things and dudes who do experience those things. And that's like, if you never build that sense, then you need to always receive validation. And like, I'm will continue to say that we all in it for like validation at the end of the day, because like validation ensures our survival. If we're not validated by the next person, then we can like never really be social, and we're social creatures. But that's like healthy validation. But like feeling that you can't be yourself and walk around life the way you want to walk around life because you're too afraid of showing yourself is a form of hurt. And that's also with like David Dida. Like, I recommend everybody to read that book. David Dida is one of the best authors. It's more like it's a book for a man, a young man, especially. I wouldn't even say young man. It's for a man in general. So that's also like a book, like it doesn't go deep in trauma, but it actually talks about it. Like he says, if you like shy away from other people, that's a feeling of hurt. And I noticed that with myself. Days when I'm insecure about how I look, or like just insecure in general, not really knowing the reason, then I also know that I can't really keep eye contact with people. that I can't really like talk, like have a good conversation with people, because I will just not really be myself. I will be worried about, okay, what can I say to make the conversation good, or like, and at that point you're already lost. And it's really different than, yes, a conversation should always be like good, but at the end of the day, it's, you also need to be like very realistic, in a sense that what will happen, bro, this is life. Like, you can't, like, what will happen will happen. And this is another form of, like, the fear and the shame will keep you locked and will actually create the thing that you fear. Because when I'm worried about, okay, what can I say to impress that girl, or what can I say to impress him, or what can I say to keep this conversation flowing, what can I do to impress him or her, or you already like lost, because yourself is nowhere to be seen, because you're only like focused on like, okay, what can I do to basically boost my own appearance? And by that you already lost, because like that's like the real thing that people connect with, like you being comfortable within your own skin. But if you're only worried about how he or she will perceive you, then that won't happen. Then you will be the thing that you fear, because people will never connect with you. So they will treat you as somebody like, nah, I don't want to be around him, or nah, I don't really want to have a conversation with him, or because they can feel your inauthenticity. They can feel that. And that's like solving trauma is hard, but you don't have an option. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I continue. I will say that in my video, bro. If I won't talk about trauma, like, I don't want to be alive. Like, real shit. Like, my life, bro, how my life used to be was like beyond shitty. It was mentally, it was the lowest of the lowest. And like I've already said, and will continue to say, the mental aspect creates everything. So my mental experience was shitty, so automatically my physical experience will be shitty, because I will experience the physical experience through my mental experience. And this is not even that deep, but it's really like, whatever you're experiencing within the physical, I can never love this pen if I hate life. I will never see the beauty that a pen enables me to write things down and make sure that I can memorize things. I will never see that. Why? Because mentally I hate life. So whatever is within life, I will never see the beauty of it. And that's like trauma. Trauma makes you hate life. It will make you feel that everything is personal, that the world is against you. And I've had that with myself. I still have that to this day. Days when I used to have like very like problems with greeting people. I was always like, nah, you can't be too nice. They will feel that they have a one up on you. And now I understand, like, the same experiences that I go through also do other people have. And it's not necessarily that is like the realization that makes it like that heals everything. No, it's like, bro, like, conscious awareness is not really like shit. It's like conscious understanding, and understanding only comes from like feeling. Because I can tell you like, yeah, okay, the reason why you're traumatized is because of this. That won't really like help you in a sense. You need to do the things that will enable you to feel the feelings that you hate actually. And in that sense, you become comfortable with those feelings. A lot of traumatized people hate the feeling of feeling weak, and that's only because weak doesn't really exist. Like, yes, there are like some things, but like weak doesn't really exist because it's only weak because you view it through like a certain lens. And that's oftentimes the lens like a toxic lens that is created to keep you from not being in contact with your feelings. And that's how you will become everything but a stoic. And that's why I like kind of like, I'm not gonna say hate this society, but I really don't like it. I don't like none of those people like pushing all this new shit like, yeah, I'm teaching men how to be stoics. Bro, you're automatically a stoic if you're in contact with your feelings. Why? Because you, bro, like once you're comfortable with yourself and your flaws and the flaws of other people and how that other people will judge you, then you will automatically be a stoic because you're comfortable with it. And that stoic shit, it doesn't really exist, in a sense that it does exist, but it doesn't exist through how people are trying to learn it, because you can never become like a conscious stoic, but your like body is still in distress. Your body is still has never relieved the trauma that it's feeling. Then you will never become a stoic. Then you will never become like a healthy man. Because that's really like, I do believe that men's kind of like, we need to be like stoic in a sense, but at the same time, like, how would I say it? Like, but not the stoic that we, because that's the stoicism that we over here see is just toxic. It's just like you lying to yourself. Like people actually lying like, no, I don't care what she is doing. Bro, you care. And the reason why you care is because you're reliving trauma that you've never experienced. So now it's just reopening that wound. And you just be like, no, if I now journal about those feelings, then I just will be weak and I'm not stoic anymore. But by doing that, that wound never gets healed. So now you just enter another relationship and another girl breaks your heart. Once trauma is healed, you won't experience like heartbreak in that sense. Not really. It's different from you. Like, you might cry about like, I don't even know. Because the moments when I was really free from trauma, I wouldn't care if like a girl leaves me. And that's not like, and I will continue to say that, and in a very empathetic way, because you all of a sudden understand that the world is not about you. A girl will walk around the streets and be like, damn, this dude is actually prettier than the dude I'm with in my relationship. And it's to a point that you're so empathetic that you will be like, damn, if I experience that myself, if I would see a girl right now and be like, damn, she's prettier than my girlfriend, I probably would get with her too. And once you understand that, that's where stoicism comes from. Stoicism comes from the love for the next person. Because love is the only language that the universe knows. So if you're loving to the next person, you will automatically be aligned with everything within life. And you will automatically be like in a healthy way. And now they even made love toxic. Nowadays people are traumatized nice guys, and they think that they show their girl love. Funny dudes, or whatever, like just overly nice nice people being like, yeah, they broke my heart. These people always hurt like the nice people, always hurt the people that are so loving. Bro, you're not loving, bro. I will tell you that you're not loving. You experience so much hate and so much fear and so much anger that you're too afraid to show it, and you've locked that within your body. So you just have the feeling like, nah, bro, if I let this shit out, they won't love me for that. They won't love me for that, and they will probably hate me. So I need to stay nice. I need to do those things. I need to continue doing things to receive validation, because that's what real love is. Because I don't want to hear none about, yeah, I loved her so much, but you count all those favors that you've done for her or for him or whatever. Like, this is just me, like, this is just talking from like a male perspective, because that's of course the perspective that I can relate to. So I'm talking about like a male-female relationship, but you should apply it to whatever situation fits you, right? So to continue my example, yeah, I loved her so much. I did this, and this for her. Yet you're still counting the favor. You're still counting it. And that's not real love. Real love is you just feeling love for the next person, and you can't help it but to love that person. Like, that's really it. And giving materialistic things has nothing to do with love. And that's like, your dating life will also become easier once you realize those things, and once that trauma is healed. And I can't tell you that. I can't really give you too much advice on it. I can only talk about the experiences that I've had during the times and the moments that I was free from trauma. Like I've said, those moments aren't really like, it's still like only countable on one hand. But once you experience that, you will understand the joy of life, and that a lot of people aren't really living. And like, now I'm just really like, bro, I feel crazy talking like in front of the camera, because my videos are all over the place, and I actually like, bro, I will never like, I hate like writing down a YouTube script. Will it get me more views? Yes, probably, but that would just be fucking like, bro, I even get mad right now. Like, then I would just be, bro, bro, you ever have like that feeling that you just want to break shit? Just like, I used to break like a lot of things. Like, I used to, bro, the things that I've broke, like, that's just like real. And that's just another form of trauma. Why I tell you that is, trauma leaves you with a feeling of not being in control in life. And that's what I mean with, that's why you need the validation from the next person, because you don't feel in control over your own happiness, over your own validation from yourself. You don't feel in control of that, so you need it from the next person. That's really like, those are like a couple pillars of trauma, and one of those pillars is not being in control. The other is, I would say, shame, numbness. Those are like a couple pillars of trauma that almost like always, whatever the situation is and whatever traumatized you, those are always like a couple things that you experience. But like I said, I just wanted to break something, and that's like the only way for a traumatized mind to actually like feel in control. Why? Because mentally everything is chaos. So you just need to break something physically, because like that's always something that you can control. But your own thoughts are too chaotic for you, because it's running free. It's this thought and this thought and that thought, and life is just crazy. Like, bro, the reason why I'm really also making this videos could also be like very egotistical, to be honest. Why? Because I just want to be on a point that I don't really care about like people anymore, like through that unhealthy sense, like that I need your validation. And that will actually make me love you more, because I don't need your validation anymore. I only understand your humanness, so I will just automatically love you for that. That's also like, as long as you need other people's validation, you're not really actually that loving. And girls will always feel that. Other people will always feel that. You automatically will have less friends. You will automatically have less intimacy. Why? Because people feel the lack of love. Right now, I would be lying if I told you that I could love people. I know that like once that layer of trauma is dissolved, then I know who I am, because I've had those brief moments. And that's like, I wouldn't be making this video if I didn't have that brief moment. Those brief moments where I realized, okay, this is life. Okay, this is not life. And the biggest thing was, I was so stoic because of the love I've had for the next person. And that's why like all these attempts of those people, like nowadays you have like the red pill community. For people that don't know, like the red pill community is like red pill community is like traumatized people lying to themselves that they are like, yeah, like I'm successful with these girls because I'm doing those things. No, you're not successful with girls because of that. You're successful with girls because you're manipulating. Nah, I wouldn't even say that, bro. Like, I don't even know like how I would call like the red pill community. Because like, I feel like when it comes to dating, once you care, you automatically lost. And care in the unhealthy sense. Because I don't, bro, like that's what I hate about all this shit, man. Like people say like you care too much. You actually don't care. You actually don't care about that girl or your friend. You actually don't give a fuck about those people. You care about how you yourself get perceived. Like, no, but she just, bro, like that's why like I want to be at a point at my life that I wouldn't like, that I have so much love for a person that, let's say that person would cheat on me, that I would just be like, but that's life. Like, of course she will do that if the next person looks better than me in her eyes. Of course. And I do really believe once you have that understanding, that life will become easier, because you won't fight with it anymore, because you know that something that will happen, and that's probably something that you would have done too if you was in the same position with a girl. And this might sound like very crazy, and there's like a lot of people are like really like, this is just my own view, but I actually believe that marriage is not that healthy. Especially now, marriage used to be like kind of healthy. That's why like, bro, like 9 out of 10 people that are marrying now, bro, are divorced within, and this is like real actual numbers. I don't know the factual numbers, but like you can look it up. Like, bro, like the most couples that are marrying right now are divorced within the first like 5 years or 10 years, something like that. That's real crazy numbers. And that's really because I do actually believe that marriage is now an attempt to lock a person. You're so egotistical that you can't see the person having fun with another person, so you just will marry the person. But now you wouldn't probably realize it, good. I think you're like, it's more like you're, yeah, but yeah, I do actually really believe that, like, bro, like, you need to understand it like this, like, the world is like so big. Why would you confine yourself? I don't know if that's the right word, but probably it is. But it might not be. But why would you confine yourself to just one person? Like this, like, you feel I feel crazy for telling me this because I heard I hear the voice of Western society. Like, this is like fake labels. You feel me? Like, this is ABC misogyny. This is Xizotromix. Like, you know, they call me up with these crazy words and shit, but like, not in a sense that relationships are wrong, but relationships become wrong when once you like can no longer see the next person being happy with somebody else. At that point, you already lost, because at that point you automatically lost the love for another person. And this is real funny because real loving mothers will love their child even though the child might hate them and is on the other side of the world and they will probably never have contact with their child. Why? Because that's real love. They have love for that person, which has nothing to do with what that person can do for them. And that's when marriage becomes toxic. I'm not telling you that your marriage is toxic or like marriage in general. I know, like, it probably sounded like that a couple minutes before, but in that sense, it will become toxic. As soon as you are too worried about what the person does for you and you're no longer thinking about he or she, you already lost. And then at that point, you will deserve everything that you go through. Like, that's why I say, like, I had to go through breakup to learn those things, that I wasn't really loving that person, that I was just like subconsciously using that person to fill up inner voids. I had to go through that. And at that point, like, you deserve everything. If that girl during that time cheated on me, I would deserve it. Why? Because I created it myself by not really loving her. And that's like real funny, because that's really funny, because that's what I like about always, like, you know those videos when like dudes get cheated on by girls and they are like naming, and the girl says, yeah, but you don't love me, and he names like, yesterday I bought the Bugatti for you, and yesterday I bought you roses, and yesterday you automatically already lost, because you're buying those things to fill up your inner void. Because now she tells you, like, yeah, I'm so grateful for that you bought this for me. I really love you because you bought this for me. And that's the real reason why you're doing it. You're not really doing it because you really want to see another person happy. Because I actually really believe that if you would see another person happy, you wouldn't really care about her cheating on you. You would care in a sense that you wouldn't allow that person in your life anymore and be in a relationship anymore. Because that's something, bro, like, I will never tell you that you should love the person and be like in a relationship. Like, if you do that, that can, but that's not love anymore. I do only believe that a person that's too afraid to lose the person because if he would leave that person, then he will no longer receive like the validation from that person. So that's why he will just stay in that relationship, even though she disrespected you. And this is not really like some bashing session, but this is really what it is. Because if y'all tell yourselves, like, okay, we're gonna be in this relationship, and do this and that. Then as soon as a person cheats, you're automatically like being disrespected, or you're automatically disrespecting another person. Now this is just like becoming very crazy, because now I will just stir up a lot of things, right? Because to be honest, at this point, I don't even know really what I'm saying anymore, even though it still like is making sense to me. And keyword, to me. I'm not saying like this is facts, like, because that would just be a form of my own insecurity. That's why, like, everything, bro, this is just like me telling you something that I've kind of had like experience with. And that's real crazy, right? That's real crazy. Like, I had so much love for like another person that I didn't care if that person like hurted me, in a sense that I wouldn't even really be hurted by it, because I understand the humanness of the next person. And that's, we will always have like those irrational things that we justify. The craziest things that you've done, you actually felt like very rational while doing those things. And that's really like why I think that why society is wrong. Because a lot of people don't have an identical view on life anymore. Now it's just like society push marriage on you. So now me talking about like that, a lot of marriages are toxic. Now you will just automatically hate me for it, because society push it onto your parents push it onto you. So now you're already hating me because I'm challenging that perspective, which at the end of the day wasn't even really your perspective. Because it was pushed onto you, not created by you or realized by you. It was pushed onto you, programmed into you. That's like, that's really life. And this is like very crazy what I will say now, but like, trauma is most prevalent in like, and this is not the crazy, this is not where it gets, this is not where it gets crazy, but like, why I talk about relationship right now so much, because relationships are really where you will see how healthy you are. I didn't really notice how traumatized I were until I got in a relationship, and that I was just too worried about, will she cheat on me? Will she do this on me? And I've already lost. Why? Because I was not being comfortable with things that I have no control over. But you hate that feeling because you're traumatized, and it makes you feel like the little child that you were when you was 2 years old. And it felt like when your parents did something to you and hurt you, in a sense that you had no control of being a free human anymore, because at that point you was really like depending on your parents' happiness. And that's why relationships become toxic, because people innerly still feel like that 4-year-old child. Because like now I realize a lot of people are traumatized and have never, you might be 40, but deep down you're a 4-year-old child, a traumatized 4-year-old child, for that sense. So for that matter, but that's when I realized that it was trauma. Because a person that's not traumatized, I will not say that you will not cry anymore or things like that, because that would probably also be like unhealthy. But you will, whatever happens to me, you will probably always have the feeling like I can overcome that. This is not, at the end of the day, this is not really that deep. At the end of the day, I got my sense of self. I am still myself. She ain't really did nothing to me personally. And that's why I say relationships are where you will see who's traumatized and who's not. And now I just forgot what I want to say, what sounds crazy, but like, what I want to show, because I noticed that even when I'm making these videos, I'm just really worried about what will other people think about this. And that's why I will like give you like a middle finger to say fuck you, but I love you. You feel me? If you know what I mean. Like, in a sense that it's really like fuck your perspective of me, but I still love you because you're just my fellow human being. So just only for that matter, you're not my enemy or none of that. Just really like, and that's really like, that's what really is crazy, bro. Like, and I still feel like I need to clarify the things that I've said right now, because even for me it was very dodgy when I've said like those things like about the red pill community, but because in my head I had like a very good explanation of it, but as soon as I start talking about it, it became very vague, and now I've probably gave a lot of people a wrong explanation of it. But what I mean by the red pill community is like, the red pill community always talks about like another girl in a sense that it's not even about her anymore. That is just like, how would I say this, bro? And I just noticed this shit right now, like that I'm just talking about this shit, and all of a sudden I'm just really like you get paralyzed by a feeling of, no, you can't say this, they will judge you for it. And that's like, automatically I notice that I want to use violence to overcome it. Which is also a form of trauma. Like, and I also hated that these videos are becoming so long, but I don't even really know another way of doing it, and this will just gives me another feeling of being violent. So now I just want to be violent, like, and shit. Now I just feel like that I get mad and shit. But if I stop this recording right now, I will be a bitch and shit. But I ain't really with that bitching shit. So you can still catch me, and I will never be on that bitching shit. So I still use this coconut oil, but I ain't really with the nuttery. I still use the wine time merlot, but it's still not on the parking lot. I still use a pen to write things down, but I'm not always down to write. That's bars though. I still use a deodorant roller because they see me rolling around town, because I was in the town for like a couple years now. I always use this powder because I used to have mold between my toes. Like, life is real crazy, bro. Like, just like, yeah, just me like recording this video, I just hear all the things like what if my parents would see this video? What if he or she saw this video? What if? And that's really like what's killing you. That's why I will continue to make this video, probably because I'm an egotistical motherfucker, because I want to get to a point that I don't really care about life anymore. I'm just all I got is the feeling of love for the next person, which will make me do everything to ensure survival for the next person, which basically consists out of the human race, and not even the human race, but everything within what we call Earth. It's like life is fucking crazy because it's fucking crazy, bro. Like, I don't even know what I want to say now anymore, because but I will, at the same time, I don't want to end this video, because then I would end it on bad terms. But I hate the feeling that I just talked about shit that I can't clarify, and that I now just all being all crazy and feel frustrated because of it. Feel me? You know, that makes sense to you? And in that sense, like, bro, like, life is a fucking dark place if you are in it for the next person. And in an unhealthy sense, you're only in it for the next person to receive validation from her or him. And that automatically not makes you into it for her or him. It makes you living for you. You're only worried about how the world perceives you. But now I'm just saying shit that I've already said like 10,000 times. And that just gave me another feeling of like, also like judgment, because I'm afraid of seeing somebody and clicking this video away and be like, bro, you've already said it 10,000 times, I'm not gonna click this video away. Like, yeah, life is crazy, bro. So what will we now talk about? Because I feel like I've left a lot of things unclarified, but I've already said that, which just gives me like another feeling of like anger and shit. So yeah, like, yeah, I think I'm just gonna call it a day for now. But I will come back on this. No. What I need to say is, yeah, like, trauma makes relationships unhealthy, and trauma makes relationships unhealthy, and the red pill space, which is now a space that a lot of people are going towards when they experience breakup, but it won't do nothing for you. You will probably be even more unsuccessful with girls, because now you're just afraid of showing who you really are. So now you just will put up that fake image of you being, no, I'm a stoic red pill motherfucker, but deep down you're just very insecure, and you have all these feelings of trauma, and you're trying these red pill techniques, but deep down your heart is still like pounding through your chest. But those traumatized motherfuckers just, and they also like, they are very like, they also like, if a girl cheats on you and you hate her, you already lost. If a girl breaks up with you and you hate her, you already lost. Why? Because you're already like a bitch. You're already fighting the feeling. You already lost the love for her. And this is what crazy. I will continue to say this, bro. I'm really gonna change metrics. I'm really gonna change dynamics that like bitch people make, because a lot of motherfuckers are really bitches. Like, and this might be stemming from my like trauma sense, but motherfuckers are really bitches. Like, real life, like in the streets growing up, we call those people like bitch niggas. That has nothing to do with like a skin tone. That's just you being a little pussy. And a lot of people are that. I also got my bitch nigga days. But it's okay to be traumatized, but it's not okay to... No. I'm just like, this is just a form of my own trauma. Probably like putting up a fake image of, because now I lost the love for another person, right? So now I just say shit that are not. So this just made the entire video invalid, which is like 55 minutes right now. So I basically was lying because I said like, once you're not traumatized, you will always have love for the next person, which is true. But this shows me that I'm just a traumatized motherfucker because I just lost the love for the people in the red pill community, and now I just call them a bitch. So because they go against my own label, which is somebody that is like, how would I say it, like a loving person in a healthy sense, because he doesn't need your validation anymore. But now this video will be fucking crazy and shit. But I guess I might be crazy. I might be. And I'm gonna do like a lying detector test to see if you are sharp. And I don't care about people perceiving me as crazy. That's a fucking lie. I care, right? But that's why I will continue to be perceived as crazy, because everybody is deep down crazy, but they are afraid to share it. So I must share it. I must be the crazy dude that motherfuckers will point their finger at, like, oh yeah, he's crazy. Why? Because you're too afraid of doing it. You also got like these crazy thoughts, but you're not afraid of doing it. But you're too afraid of doing it. But this also might be just me, like also another form of my trauma, which is me pointing fingers at people. But now I'm just like fucking crazy because I'm telling all my intrusive thoughts, which makes me an even more crazy motherfucker than you've already thought that I was. So this makes me a crazy motherfucker. And now because I'm going on this crazy rant, you think I'm a crazy motherfucker. So now you might call 911 on me, but that at the end of the day really won't do shit, because I don't even live in the States. So let me tell you something, you're a dummy motherfucker. But this is just like another form of trauma. Like this is like another form of crazy and shit. So yeah, I need to stop doing this. I don't know if YouTube is the right platform for me. That's just another lie that I just told you and shit. But I don't even know if we're still doing the lie detector thing, so I might as well tell a lie. But yeah, like, I don't feel like ending this video, so I might just continue until it's like, I don't know, till my phone like, not until my phone dies, because then I would just lose all the footage. But like, yeah, let me say this, like, the red pill community is unhealthy in a sense that they lost the love for another person, for the people that I wasn't going to say that traumatized them, but that made them aware of their own inner wound. Because that girl ain't traumatized you. You were already traumatized when you entered that relationship, but she just only made you aware of the inner wound that you have, and which shows you that you can't love yourself. You need her validation to feel loved, and she left the relationship with you, so now you just hate her, and now you just project all that anger onto other girls. So now you're just calling other people bitches, like other women bitches. And I also had like a intrusive thought of my own trauma that I was afraid to say it, because I was like, now if you bash the red pill community, then they will think that you're just a nice guy that doesn't get laid, and that's the reason why you hate the red pill community, because they are the ones getting laid. And no, you're not getting laid, bro. It might work with like some other traumatized girls and shit like that thinks that you are that think that you are like some cold person because you react later onto those messages. And a healthy man is never like, his purpose is never the relationship. That's very true. So in that sense, that's why those things work. Like reacting later on messages. That's what the red pill strategies are, but not realizing that it has nothing to do with red pill and shit. It's just like it's just the way how healthy man's supposed to live, but you're not a healthy man. You're just faking your way into that because you're deep down really traumatized. What I've noticed with all those like red pill YouTubers is that they automatically are not red pill because their purpose is talking about women. Red pill motherfuckers only talk about women. Like that's all they do. Like they're like, this is the reason why you're not sexual with girls. Do these 3 things and you will get laid with some motherfucking lame ass girls that are also traumatized. Do these 3 things to attract more girls and be like more successful in bed and talk like this to fake that you're really to fake the feelings of your insecurity. And some girls that are not really in touch with their own self will actually fall for that. So yeah, do those things and subscribe to my channel. I'm the Big Alpha Male and I'm in the red pill community and I do really these things. I'm really the man that does all these freaky things with these bitches and I'm the Big Alpha. So subscribe to me and shit. Yeah, I'm the Big Alpha. Yeah, like that's really like a little breakdown of the red pill community and shit. So, but they actually have already lost because they tell like, yeah, you should have a purpose. You should have a purpose and you should not be worried about these girls. But you've already lost because all your content is based on red pill things, on girls, for that matter. And that's real funny because once you realize that life is not about you, and that your purpose transcends your own egotistical things, then you won't really be worried about a girl perceiving you as a nice guy, and that will automatically stop the feeling of girls perceiving you as a nice guy. Why? Because you're no longer doing it for validation. You're just showing who you are. But now I'm just getting another intrusive thought, which is like, I can't really even explain what it was, but like, now I just feel like this video will never get posted because I'm just too crazy and shit. Which just gives me another like, but like, nah, then I would just say crazy shit again. So let me just like go more into like the relationship things and like what, like that's why those red pill motherfuckers are just traumatized, because a girl did something to them and now they're just mad at those girls, not realizing that it has nothing to do with the girl. That's what I mean. Like all those like red pill motherfuckers, they all started off as nice guys, but not realizing that they are not really nice guys. They were just people that needed validation from a girl, so they just were overly nice because they were too afraid of, nah, if I say this right now, then she won't love me for a person anymore. So this is not me bashing like red pill dudes, but to be honest, like I don't want to be rude to you, but you're not an alpha dude. You're just traumatized. You're just still traumatized, and now you're just like selling things and doing like bullshit to these other also traumatized dudes. Because that's when you will already automatically lose. As soon as you hate the girl for leaving you, or hate the girl for cheating on you, and I understand it because you have did all these things for her, but you didn't do those things because you loved her. You needed that own validation. So that's because if you did those things really because you loved it, then you wouldn't be really able to count all those favors, because they wouldn't feel like favors. You were just really showing them love. And that's also like, that's when you will realize that love has nothing to do with materialistic things. So that's why I would never tell dudes like, the amount of roses you buy a girl, the car that you drive and you give to her, things like that, bro, have nothing to do with love. Yes, it will financially, it will be like, okay, will make her think like, okay, I want to be with this guy, but it has nothing to do with the desire that she has for being with you, because financially you can only like provide for her. And that's why like those people get cheated on, because to be honest, you don't really love her. Like you're like you're only providing all those financial things, and the lack to make her like to make her tell you how much she loves you and how happy she is with you. And at that point you're already lost, because you need insurance. You need validation. That's why you're already lost. That's why being a loving person will make you everything but a nice guy. And the reason why you're a nice guy is because you don't love people. And like, that's why this shit makes me like mad, bro, because like it's too many people walking around that they are like loving person and nice guys. You know you're not. You're fucking manipulative and shit, bro. Yeah, like even for me it sounds crazy, but I really believe like once all trauma is dissolved, you don't give a fuck about nothing. You don't care about girl cheating. You don't care about all that shit. Why? Because you were never in it for your own validation, for that matter. You was just only worried about how much you, bro. And that's something like that I've realized during those brief moments when I didn't feel trauma. I was looking at girls and be like, damn, how the fuck I won't talk to you? Like you're so pretty, like it only feels right for me to talk to you. That's why I say you're not insecure. You don't have problems reaching out to girls because you're insecure. No, you're traumatized, bro. Like, you know, it's just like this video stayed too long. It's all fucking crazy and shit, and I feel even more crazy, and I even feel more insecure, which also like a form of my trauma, because I would think like, no, do you know how many people will hate you for telling this shit and be like, you're crazy and you're a nice guy because you're talking about love, and you're this and this and that and this and this and that and this, and like, yeah, but I guess somebody has to do it. But this also might be like even a form of my trauma by like doing like all these extra things, such as like talking this crazy and shit like I'm talking now. Like this could also be like a form of my trauma to make you feel like to make me feel validated by you, because it might get some likes and some laughs. You be like, hey, yeah, you're right, so it's funny, which would just like give me a temporary pleasure of like feeling validated, because I can derive validation from my own sense of self, because I never have one, because I'm traumatized. So I might need to be a mad motherfucker. Because I'm not gonna show the world how loving I am, right? Because I'm not loving. I'm the fucking alpha. I'm a red pill dude. You feel me? I'm a fucking crazy dude. I don't show no love. I'm a fucking stoicist. I'm a fucking crazy dude. I'm a non-emotional healthy man. I'm fucking crazy in these streets. I'm fucking crazy. I don't show no love, yeah. I don't love these bitches and I don't love these niggas, yeah. I don't show no love. And now I just had like a own feeling of my trauma, which is like people perceiving my jokes as hate. Like, no, you say bitches and you say this and that and you say niggas and that's hate and like, yeah, but so yeah. Do you know how crazy I feel for this video? Like, I don't even know who I am anymore because I did so much crazy shit. Like, what the fuck I did? Oh, like, this shit is crazy, man. This shit is crazy, man. Just fucking crazy, man. 1 hour is 10 minutes. Probably nobody will see it. Let me just, for the person that sees it, let me just give you a big heart. No, you can do that. You can show love, motherfucker. You need to stay alpha. Fuck you, nigga. I'm non-emotional. I never show love, nigga. I'm the big alpha dog, nigga. I'm out, little nigga. Feel me? I never show love to nobody. I'm a big alpha emotional dude. I'm too scared to show love, right? So I need to put up this fake I need to put up this fake image of being alpha, right? That's why I'm always like doing all this extra shit. You feel me? I'm a big alpha male, nigga. Hell yeah, nigga. See me, I be hitting the gym every fucking day. Big chest, big bicep, nigga. Knock a motherfucker out, nigga. I'm fucking crazy in my head. But at the end of the day, I'm still a loving person. No, don't show love, nigga. Stay fucking traumatized. Stay non-emotional, nigga. So now we get to the point of the video where I will tell you to subscribe. No, I don't ask about favors, man. I'm non-emotional. I don't do those things. But deep down, you know that you care about likes and subscribes, and you actually want some likes. No, but I don't give a fuck about none of this shit. I'm a fucking crazy dude. I'm a fucking real hustler, real crazy dude, real non-emotional man, real stoic, real red pill, real alpha dude, real big dog. Yes, but at the end of the day, you want some new subscribers, right? No, I don't care about none of this shit. I'm a fucking crazy dude. But what if the world sees you as a fucking crazy dude? What if your parents see this video, or some people that you know, right? How will you handle that situation? I don't care about none of this shit. I'm a fucking non-emotional man. I'm a fucking real great nigga. Like, now I just feel too crazy, man. I can no longer keep this going on. But at the end of the day, it might still. It's fucking crazy, man. That's just what I realized. I'm just fucking crazy. There's no going back for me anymore.